Created in the darkness of imagination, one of fiction's most evil characters is the sinister Mr. Hyde. To his victims, he was without mercy, taking pleasure in their fear. This evening we'll travel those same dark streets in Edinburgh where another sinister man once walked. Only this one was real. He was the model for the fictional character of Mr. Hyde. And you're going to meet him on our journey into the strange, the bizarre, the unexpected. Discover how a human skull was transformed into Piltdown Man, one of the greatest frauds in history. From those subjects, a man named Robert L. Ripley challenged us to
believe it or not.
Only in the movies do the good guys wear white and the villains black. Most of us in real life fall somewhere in between these two extremes. A curious blend of saint and sinner. Robert Louis Stevenson, the author who wrote such classics as Treasure Island and Kidnapped, was fascinated by this dual nature. It inspired him to write one of the 19th century's great stories, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And he wrote it here, in this house, in Edinburgh, Scotland. Brought about by a mysterious potion, the terrifying transformation of kindly Dr. Jekyll into the diabolical Mr. Hyde lies at the heart of the tale. In this particular version, he's played by Jack Palance. But the story was more than dark fable. Stevenson based it on the exploits of a man who actually lived here in Edinburgh in the 18th century. His name, William Brodie, a builder and cabinet maker by trade. Nicknamed the Deacon, Brodie was considered one of Edinburgh's most reputable businessmen. A hard-working, impeccable craftsman, he was head of the Masons Guild and a member of the city council. Above all, however, Brodie was a pillar of respectability. But as night fell, Brodie, like Stevenson's fictional Mr. Hyde, assumed a far more unsavory identity. One that felt at home in the sleazy sections of town. Here, Brodie, with other members of his gang, planned a series of daring robberies that baffled the good citizens of Edinburgh. Not content with the dark clothing usually favored by cat burglars, William Brodie audaciously flaunted himself in white. For years, Brodie and his gang of thieves burglarized at will the stately mansions of Edinburgh's elite. Then, one night, the Deacon's luck ran out. A robbery he planned was foiled at the last moment. After that, no more doors opened for the wily William Brodie. He was eventually arrested, tried, and sentenced to death. This man, who was a gentleman by day and a thief by night, was hanged about 100 yards from here. In a way, he died by his own hand. The gallows that once stood there were built by Edinburgh's master craftsman, William Brodie. A century later, Robert Louis Stevenson modeled his most famous literary creation on the lurid adventures of this former solid citizen. His inspiration may have come much earlier, for Stevenson's childhood toys were once kept in an oak chest like this one, carved by a man who was both a master craftsman and a master criminal, a certain Mr. William Brodie, believe it or not.